yeah, that's not really for me for the most part. I have to take my word for it. He's just always been like that. Hi, I'm Sack Marionette, doing business as Bargain Counter Argument, and I'm a middle-aged lady in a tiara talking about books, libraries, and related topics. And this is another library haul with an unhaul at the end, all library books that are coming into the house and going out of the house. So, on Thursday, April 23rd, is Shakespeare's birthday, I went to a whole bunch of libraries. I had some errands to run that were not library related. I know, what's that about? And I went to a bunch of libraries as well to continue with the Passport to Connecticut Libraries program. I'm going to talk about the libraries themselves and the swag that I got in a different video, because this one's already going to be super long. But I did check out some books when I went to these libraries, because I'm going in, I'm getting my passport stamped, I'm getting swag. The least I could do is check out a couple of books, or something. So I have a lot of these books, and I'm going to go through them and try to decide if there are any that I don't want or don't want right now. So let's see, what do we have? I think the first library I went to was Avon, but I don't remember specifically what I got at Avon, as opposed to Farmington, which was another one I went to. Let's see, what do we got here? So I'm just going to start grabbing them. This is from Farmington, and this is The Next Best Fling by Gabriela Gamez. And this is about a librarian. I think if I had any doubts about this book, it was like, oh, it's about a librarian, and she's secretly in love with her best friend for years, and when he gets engaged, she knows it's long past time to move on. So she goes to the engagement party, and the groom-to-be's hot ex-NFL brother Theo Young has it even worse for the bride. So, face-saving fake date shenanigans. I'm into that, and I like that we have some diversity here. Both Marcela Ortiz is the name of the female main character, and it's an own voices, because it says on the back that Gabriela Gamez is Mexican-American and from South Texas. And also, we got some, kind of bodies that you don't always see represented in romance, although they've been diversifying lately. Romance writers have. So, yeah, I think I'm definitely going to at least read the first few pages. And they had another book by her, but I'm not sure. I don't think I grabbed it this time. I thought, I'll try this one and see how I like it. And then if I like it, then I'll look for the other one. So that's definitely one I'm going to pursue a little bit further. People Watching by Hannah. I always want to say Helena Bonham Young, because Helena Bonham Carter. Hannah Bonham Young. And I love the fall vibes of this, and I've liked some of her books, and a couple of them I didn't read just because she was writing about tropes I don't like. I think there was like a second chance romance, and I'm like, yeah, that's not really for me for the most part. So this one, though, is about a woman who has found solace in her introverted life in Baysville, a charming tourist town in northern Ontario. Hannah Bonham Young is, in fact, a Canadian. And so there is some elder care problems. She's caring for her mother, who has early onset Alzheimer's, and her mother's condition is worsening, and she's just kind of like stressing out about all of that, understandably so. And Milo Kablikov, an enigmatic wanderer, shows up in a beat-up van covered with ill-advised bumper stickers. He's not one to settle down, but he's there to help out his brother, and I think they're going to meet and probably have some fun, one way or another. I mean, they certainly look like they're heading that way on the cover. So, like I said, I like her work, so I definitely going to give that one a shot. Let's see. Okay, that's from a different library. Like, which library did these come from? Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter at all, since I'm going to talk about them in a different video. I have Shelter in Sky Book 1, Even After This, by Deborah Clack. I think it's giving me, at least the cover is giving me like Catherine Cowles vibes, and I've really been getting into Catherine Cowles lately. In fact, I saw this at the library and I immediately was like, oh yes, I should go to their catalog and see if they have any Catherine Cowles that I haven't read yet. And they didn't, but maybe this will work. And the tagline is, when you're ready to live again, love often has a way of finding you. And so, 4 years after tragedy, Meredith Harper is tired of hiding in her corner of Texas and living life like a game of dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. You can watch Dodgeball on the Ocho. ESPN 8, the Ocho. Anyway, just a little trip down memory lane. So she moves to Colorado Springs and she meets a movie star. And so it's kind of like a regular person celebrity kind of a thing, so I'm kind of interested in that. And it just seems like it's like a heartfelt, maybe more dramatic rather than comedic romance. Let's see, speaking of comedic romance, I have Roll for Romance by Lenora Woods, and this is about a woman who loses her marketing job, so she leaves New York City and she goes to spend her summer with her best friend in Texas. Everybody's always coming and going from Texas. I mean, it is one of the more populated states in the US, but still. And she joins his Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and she has fun playing D&D. She meets a bartender, and I guess romance ensues in the game and in life. I was kind of disappointed in the last role-playing game romance I read. Was Alexis Hall Looking for Group, which was an online massive multiplayer. I might enjoy this one as a more tabletop. We'll see. I think that was just, I don't know what it was about that book that I didn't like it, because I usually really, really like Alexis Hall's work, so not sure what that was all about. Let's see, and another romance by... I have so many books that my reading glasses were kind of underneath an avalanche there. This is called Finding You, and it is by Jo Watson. And this is a woman who is adopted, and she doesn't feel unloved, just unlike the rest of her family. So she turns 25, and she decides to go to Greece to look for her birth father. And all she knows about him is that he was a tour guide named Dimitri. And she realizes that she lands in Greece and realizes almost immediately that most people in Greece are named Dimitri. And she meets a sexy tour guide named Dimitri, but this is obviously not her father. So it sounds like fun. There's going to be an adventure going through Greece. I have been to Greece a number of times, but it's been decades since I've been to Greece. I always had a good time when I was there, though. So looking forward to reading that. Let's see, I think, and then we have The Lust Crusade by Jo Segura, which is, one of those adventure romances. She's in love with her brother's best friend, so he went missing a year ago on an archaeological expedition. She goes on a solo trip to Greece, and she finds out, she's a librarian as well, and she finds out that he's alive and being held hostage by criminals. So another Greece thing. So definitely want to look into that. That seems to be it on the romances. So let's see, what else have we got here? We have Blood on Her Tongue by Johanna Van Veen, or Van Veen, V-E-N. I'm in your blood and you're in mine. And this is in the Netherlands, 1887. Lucy's twin sister. I guess this is Lucy from Dracula. Her twin sister is, or maybe it's just a different Lucy. Her twin sister is unwell. She refuses to eat, mumbles nonsensically, and is increasingly obsessed with a centuries-old corpse recently discovered on her husband's grand estate. The doctors diagnosed her with temporary insanity caused by fever of the brain. So, you know what I'm going to do with this one is I think I'm going to put it down on a list for later and read it at a different time. I don't know that I'm in the mood for this right now. So we respectfully set that one aside. And then by Beatrice Winifred Eicher, we have I'll Make a Spectacle of You. So Zora Robinson is an ambitious grad student in her dream program at Brixbury Mountain College. I feel like they were probably fierce collegiate athletic rivals with my college. Her thesis advisor hands her a strange diary and suggests she research the local legend about a beast in the woods. And so she finds a rumored secret society called the Keepers, and when students start disappearing, she finds herself plagued by visions of the past as she struggles to separate truth from folklore before it's too late. I think I'll give this one a shot. I don't know why this one and not the other one, but it seems like more what I'm in the mood for right now. I have a large print book by Phaedra Patrick called The Time Hop Coffee Shop. Greta Perks was once the shining star of the iconic Maple Gold coffee commercials. Her once glittering career feels like a distant memory. She stumbles upon a mysterious coffee shop, and she wishes for the perfect life, and she wakes up in an idyllic make-believe town of Mapleville, where the sun always shines and the aroma of fresh coffee and second chances fill the air. But it's not real life. It's perfection. So she has to figure out what she really wants. Let's see, and we have Dead First by Johnny Compton. And this one is a bone-chilling novel about the pursuit of power and the undying need for a reckoning. Oh my goodness, this is very timely. Private investigator Shyla Sinclair is invited to the home of a mysterious billionaire, and she's more than a little suspicious. That's a smart way to be, even if you're not a PI. He says he wants to hire her to figure out why he can't die, and then she proves it to him. And then he proves it to her, rather. And it says it's a moody mashup of noir detective story and atmospheric horror. So I think I will look into that. Let's see. 59 minutes by Holly Asedin. It's pretty. This is about a woman who is on her way home from work, and she gets an alert on her phone that says, "Severe alert, nuclear missile threat to South England, 59 minutes until impact. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a test." And then various people are getting this alert, and this is how they react over the ensuing 59 minutes. So yeah, I think I'll stick with that. Oh, and then this is by Max Allan Collins. It is a return of the Maltese Falcon. It's published by Hard Case Crime, and it is a follow-up to the Maltese Falcon, which is a personal favorite in both the movie and the book. And Max Allan Collins is going to bring closure to this crime classic, reuniting all the surviving members of the original cast alongside femme fatales, cricket collectors, and greedy gangsters. Looking forward to that. I actually once wrote fan fiction about Maltese Falcon, although it was really based more on the movie than the book. Then we have by Eddie Robson, The Heist of Hollow London. And the idea here is that you have these clones of company executives who are deemed important enough to be saved should their health fail. So they work around the clock to pay off the debt incurred by their creation. And so they're usually killed and their organs harvested before they actually finish that work. Anyway, this is like a heist with these clones. The reward, debt paid off, freedom from servitude, and enough cash to last a lifetime. The job, infiltrate a highly secure corporate reclamation facility in the heart of dead London and steal a data drive. Yeah, this is a heist book, and I just don't think I'm really in the mood for a heist book right now. After all, I'll put it on a list so I can look into it when I'm more in the mood for that kind of a thing. And then I got a couple of graphic novels. I got Lure by Elaine Milburn. And this is what the art looks like. Love that swimming pool. In an alternate reality, the Earth has a twin, the ocean planet, Lure. So it's an exotic vacation spot. Wealthy tourists come and go. Through a speculative lens, Lure examines the role of artists in a radically unequal society, not unlike our own. So, yeah, I'll look into that. And then Final Cut. I have no idea what this is about, except that it has science fiction type vibes. And this is the art. And I think I'm about to run out of storage space. So let me take care of that real quick. Okay, I got my battery saver stuff done, and I'm laughing because one of the reasons I wanted to do this video today was, I was all ready to go and I felt like doing it, but also I'm in my sitting room and I have so many piles of books everywhere, and it's kind of like I want to do videos about all this stuff, but I don't feel like why bother to put it away when I'm just going to need it for the videos. So that's partly why I'm doing this today as opposed to some other day. Anyway, so I think I only had a few more books to talk about that I picked up, and then I'm going to talk about what's going back to the library. This thing is going to be a behemoth no matter what, so let's lean into it. Okay, so I also got this book, The White Plague, by Frank Herbert. I think this is a reread for me, but I'm not sure. It is Frank Herbert's the guy who wrote Dune. This is a non-Dune book. It's from 1982, and it is about a pandemic. And I feel like I've probably read this before, but I'm not sure. Apparently, April is National Poetry Month, and so they had a bunch of poetry books highlighted at one of the libraries I went to, and so I picked up The Glass Globe by Margaret Gibson. And Margaret Gibson was apparently the poet laureate for Connecticut from 2019 to 2022. And so she's fairly local. And then the other one I got is somebody who lives in upstate New York. I don't know where she's originally from, but this is Bestiary, Poems by Donica Kelly. Anyway, so I opened it and one of the poems struck me, so I decided to check that out. And I think that's almost everything except for one of the libraries I went to specifically because I knew it was one of the few libraries in the area that had a copy of Rainbow Valley, which is book 7 in the Anne of Green Gables books by L.M. Montgomery. And I've been participating in an Anne of Green Gables read-along, and this was the book for April, so I wanted to get that and read it. I started this last night, finished it this morning, discussed it this afternoon, and it's ready to go back, which is a great segue for me to talk about the other books that I will be returning. Okay, I read The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. This is the large print edition. It was okay. I liked it well enough. I don't quite understand why there are hundreds of holds for it at the library. This was the large print, so it was kind of on the shelf, recently returned, and so I grabbed it, because a lot of times, yeah, this is a little library pro tip. If you're looking for a book from the library and there's a long waiting list for it, if you can tolerate reading large print, you can sometimes get it faster that way. Anyway, I liked it well enough. I found it to be kind of predictable, so, but I didn't hate it. It didn't go sailing across the room. Okay. I decided I don't feel like reading the latest V.E. Schwab. I think this is the latest V.E. Schwab. Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil. Don't feel like reading it right now. Another one that I will put on my list for later. And I think the same is true of The Colony by Annika Norlin. I do want to read it, just not right now. And that's also true of How to Survive a Horror Story by Molly Arnold. These are all going to go on a list for me to read later. I just have other books I'd rather be reading right now, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. And the same with Hell's Heart by Alexis Hall. Again, interested in reading it, just not right now. Somebody else will. I think most of those are new books, so somebody else will probably enjoy reading them. Let's see. I read about a quarter of In the Garden of Spite, which is a novel of the Black Widow of La Porte, who was she was a Swedish immigrant. I think she was from Norway. She was a Norwegian immigrant, and she was a prolific female serial killer in the late 19th century in Chicago and Indiana. And I read about a quarter of it, and it was okay. I just was like, why is this book written? I think there's an interesting story in there, but just the way that Camilla Bruce was telling it, just, I don't know, it didn't really strike my imagination. So if it sounds intriguing to you, though, by all means, check it out. You don't have to take my word for it. And then the other one I read was Pendergrass, The Beginning by, is it Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child, or the other way around? I always have trouble with their first names. This is another large print book. Yeah, Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. I enjoyed this, and it's not as origin story as I thought it was going to be. It is Pendergast's first case with the FBI as an FBI agent, and he's just always been like that. I had a good time with it. I usually do. And like I said, he's always been like that, as it turns out. And, you know, no worries there. Let's see. And I think I have one more book that I read, and this was for the Tea and Biscuits book club, which is co-hosted by Tara of Tara Talks Books and B of Mama Needs to Read Romance. And the April book was As the Devil Dares by Anna Harrington. I read it all the way through. Wasn't a huge fan of it, but the discussion was quite lively. I enjoyed that. So yeah, so those are the books that I checked out and the ones that I am returning. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, share, subscribe, or don't. I am not the boss of you, and I hope you have a good day or night.